feature presentation.
Who? No, come on. What?
Horrible.
All right, so in some prior segments we were covering recently some of the ADP risers, and now I want to focus on. We want to focus on. I'm assuming. I'm assuming you're in agreement.
Do you have a French mouse in your pocket?
Well, just don't want to make unilateral decisions here.
Please don't do that, please.
We're two bald a-holes. Don't want to So I believe that we want to discuss a particular guy who is currently seeing his ADP decrease, and that is Damien Williams, running back, Kansas City Chiefs. Damien Williams, to me, is a guy that has been polarizing in really the entire offseason, based off the fact that you had obviously you can look and say, look at the offense, the role, all the reasons why, if you're the lead back in an Andy Reid offense, especially this offense with Mahomes and all those weapons, of course, you're excited about the potential production that could come from that. On the negative, it was, of course, the fact that Damien Williams had never, been an elite running back. We do have a history that does not support that he was going to be able to, or that he could be a feature back, so to say. And so I think he was kind of being priced accordingly. He crept towards the back of the first round, but he was really living somewhere right early second round, somewhere in there. And then all of a sudden he suffers an injury in camp, and some of the they got the rookie Darwin Thompson has started to flash a little bit. They signed Carlos Hyde, which of course brought a little bit of concern. And then the big blow that just came recently is Andy Reid came out and essentially said this backfield is going to be somewhat of a committee. So due to all of that, we now find Damien Williams at the end. He's the last pick of the second round. So now Damien Williams is a guy that you're deciding on between him and guys like Leonard Fournette, Kerryon Johnson, Devonta Freeman. Maybe you could throw Aaron Jones in there. So, Watt, the question for you is, Damien Williams right now, where he end of the second round, do you feel that is a good place for him, or do you feel that his ADP needs to be adjusted one way or the other? Either it's fallen too far or it hasn't fallen far enough, in your opinion?
I think that where it was anywhere near the second round turn was way too early. Now that it's the turn of the second, third, I feel that that's about right. At the end of the day, most people think he will be the main back there. Carlos Hyde is in danger of missing the roster. They did a couple of different 53-man roster projections.
Thank God.
And he's missed both of them.
Is it wrong of me to say thank God?
Yeah, I mean, Carlos Hyde. Here, you talk about a guy, we were talking about Balaj earlier, and talk about a guy that's big, catches the ball pretty well, fast, strong. Guy's a monster, and he just can't stay healthy. And now that he's healthy, he still just can't get it done. He can't break tackles. So I don't know. Carlos Hyde just really teased us with expectation, with all sorts of just drooling with, skills and potential is the word.
Carlos Hyde is like that incredibly hot woman, but she just you know what I mean? Like you love everything you see about her. You love the.
Unless she opens her mouth.
Kind of, you're right. I didn't want to go that, but right, she comes back to you and says, "Listen, I know the last time we were together, I pulled out a pair of scissors and threatened to cut your throat, and you know what I mean, and assaulted your mother, and went crazy, and really just gave you no choice but to to say I'll never ever go back to you again." Yeah. And then you went back because you believed her. You believed that she had changed, and she did it again, and you went back.
She went to therapy,
right? You're like, well, hey, she still looks.
She got on Prozac.
Right, all that is still there. You love all of that, but time after time, we kept falling for it.
We fell for it,
and she just proved to be exactly who she was the first that we got with her. And that's to me, that's
one of those guys that Carlos Hyde is unlike Josh Gordon or Jordan Reed. Those are guys that if they stay clean or they stay injury-free, they're going to give you big numbers. Carlos Hyde is one of those guys that just doesn't even do that. Like, you're not just hoping he stays healthy, which he got banged up a lot, but even when he's healthy, he just doesn't seem to be able to get it done.
Right.
So he's probably going to miss the team. I'm thinking he's going to miss the cut. It sounds like he's going to miss the cut. And then that puts probably Darwin Thomas as the number 2 behind Damien Williams. Bottom line is we've seen Andy Reid let a rookie take over. He did it with Kareem Hunt and had success. He usually doesn't use committees, but he came out and said he's using a committee, and he's not the type of guy to BS.
Right.
So a committee is scary. If you look at those other names that you said, Kerryon Johnson, he's got C.J. Anderson, no more Theo Riddick. So you worry about Kerryon Johnson losing some goal lines, I would imagine. Leonard Fournette has no competition at all in any way, shape, or form. However, he's always hurt.
Right.
He's got bad legs, bad ankles, bad feet. He's just on 2 bad tires, so that scares you. Devontae Freeman, you know, is he going to be the workhorse? The guy's been hurt for God knows how many seasons now, or are they going to let Ito Smith and your boy Brian Hill, are they going to let them eat into him and make that more of a committee than we think it's going to be? I mean, he's going to be the main guy.
Right.
So those are the guys, and Aaron Jones. To me, Aaron Jones is the most appealing because, as is the case, the reason we all want Damien Williams to succeed, and we're trying to figure out which one of those guys, because it's the best offense in football, arguably, and any running back on that team, just volume alone, and they're going to score 40-something points. So he gets 1 touchdown a week. That's 16 total touchdowns, and that's what you think you can get. You would get that from Kareem Hunt. And Damien Williams last year, if you project his last few weeks over the course of a season, he would have been really, really good. So I like him at the second, third because of his upside. But if you ask me, him or Aaron Jones, and all the guys that go after that in the third round, the Jacobs, the Montgomery, we spoke about all this, Carsons, those guys are safer, but they don't have the ceiling.
Right.
I mean, but maybe they do. I mean, maybe they do have the ceiling, but maybe they have a lower floor. I don't know. They're rookies.
Well, I would say Aaron Jones has that ceiling.
Josh Jacobs has to, right? Montgomery has to.
Well, Jacobs off of volume, but the offense is
it's not. Right.
It's not real.
So it's either they're safer, Carson, but they don't have the offense.
Carson, if he truly kind of starts to get involved in the passing game, and they heavily involve him in the passing game, I guess you could see, because Seattle obviously just loves to run the ball.
They don't score a lot of points.
Well, Marlon Mack, if Luck's healthy and Marlon Mack supposedly is going to be more of a third down back, you can see the ceiling there. Yeah, I mean, Damien Williams, I think it's real simple. You say the name Damien Williams, and it's tough to get excited.
Yeah, you don't get excited.
Because you have to get excited about, it's like you have to get excited about everything outside of Damien Williams, if that makes sense. It's the Chiefs offense, and it's Andy Reid, and it's all these things. Right? So, but it's not
him.
That's Damien Williams, if that makes sense.
If he's the starter, and he's out there first, second, and third, then you want him late first, early second.
Right.
But now that they're coming out saying committee, and this Ricky Thompson is looking great, it's like, if he's in a 50-50 timeshare, he's still going to be good. And that's why second, third round, as long as he doesn't just get plummeted to the bench, second, third round, he's going to still be fine as far as value. But he's priced kind of right in between his ceiling and his floor. So I don't really have a problem where he's at. But
you're not...
I think I'd take Kerryon Fournette over him for sure, and Aaron Jones maybe. But I'd probably take him over the rookies just because of the offense is just so good.
But like if you leave a draft and you're not excited about calling your friend the next day and saying, "Hey, I got Damien Williams."
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like you just.
But the other thing is, where he's going now, you probably have either Kamara or McCaffrey.
Well, right,
or you have maybe Zeke or Barkley. And then you take him as your 2.
Absolutely.
And he has the potential to be a 1, and now you have 2 ones. So that's the thing is, what's dangerous now is that the guys that have the no-brainer top 4 are probably getting him too. And that's scary.
That's an excellent point. Right?
Like, as the 10 team, if he wraps around with Damien Williams, and the first pick was, a tight end or one of the big receivers, you're not too worried if Damien Williams is somebody's first running back. But when he's paired with Barkley or Kamara or McCaffrey, now it's like, oh, geez, man, he better not hit, or we're all playing for second place.
Well, I'll give you an idea. You mentioned a guy, Leonard Fournette, right, who obviously he has the injury concerns, but the volume's going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
He's got no competition. He actually is involved in the passing game. And so if Leonard Fournette stays healthy, right? Here's what you could do from the 1 potentially. this weekend, this is what could happen from the one for some people. Barkley, Williams, Fournette.
Yeah.
I mean, you could start your draft with those three.
Yeah.
And if Williams hits
and Fournette is relatively healthy, it's over. I mean, how do you stop that team? You can get receivers later.
Yeah,
you can get tight ends later.
Just looking at the draft board, I mean, you're in the 4th round. You're looking at Cooper Kupp, 5th round Tyler Lockett, Allen Robinson, Christian Kirk. I mean,
you put those guys with those 3 monsters.
Right.
So, and you can kind of afford to take the risk when you have Barkley or Kamara or McCaffrey, because even if you miss that one and later on you pick up somebody decent, like one of the younger running backs, Miles Sanders or one of those guys, you say, all right, well, he hit by week 3 and I was 2-1 or 1-2, you could still be fine. So, yeah, I think that Damien Williams scares me now because somebody's going to get him and Fournette to pair with the monsters, and that's what really scares me.
Well, that's an excellent point, and that's really, I mean, you know, I guess our primary advice coming out of this is absolutely based off where he's going now. If you're in a draft this weekend and you've locked up one of those top 3 guys, feel free to go ahead, take Damien Williams, because of course the reward of that could be that you now all of a sudden have 2, you know, top 7, 8 type, you know, 2 top running backs. And then obviously if you take a Fournette in the 3rd and he hits, but I think the more important point is that Damien Williams maybe right now is priced really well, like you said, for those guys to have those early picks. If you're picking 7th, you're picking 8th, and you start off with the Devontae Adams or the DeAndre Hopkins, I wouldn't recommend taking Damien Williams to team up with one of those wide receivers. But if you already, you know, now where he's going, it's like perfect. Because it's not that you're taking him as your 1, you're taking him as your 2.
Yeah, you take him as your 1, and your eggs are in that basket. But
and let's face it, he's not losing his job. I mean, it's, you know, like we said, with Hyde, if Hyde doesn't even make the team, even if they're going so they want to give some work to Darwin Thompson. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's not volume.
Maybe sometimes we overreact to the whole committee thing, and another guy's going to be getting touches. It's not. That's the NFL nowadays. Right. You know, I mean, that's the NFL that is where we're playing this fantasy game. We have to understand that sometimes it's not even a bad thing that a guy is getting spelled a little bit and getting some rest, which is going to keep him fresher, which is going to allow him to close out games better and different things like that. So absolutely, I guess, Damien Williams, believe it or not, has possibly for fantasy owners has become a benefit by dropping.
Yeah, 100%.
His ADP dropping is potentially now. So if you know anybody with one of those top 4 picks, tell them don't trade that pick.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
you would never want to trade
there's
one
really
of those
not
top 4 picks.
There's not that many running backs in the NFL that aren't sharing that aren't sharing carries. Barkley is probably one of the few. Right. Zeke could be signed as one of the few. Kamara, they brought in Lat Murray to replace Ingram because they want him to take a little bit less snaps. And McCaffrey, they're bringing a goal line back, most likely.
They literally said, we want to go out and find somebody to help.
And 6 of his 7 touchdowns were within like 3 or 4 yards or whatever. So that would be devastating if he lost most of those. David Johnson, Chase Edmonds is there. I don't think he's going to take too many, but Lev Bell, he's got a lot of guys there that are very much like
James Conner.
I mean, James Conner's got, he's got Samuel and he's got, the rookie. Chubb is okay until Hunt comes back. Mixon's got Bernard. I mean, you keep going. Dalvin Cook's got this kid Madison everybody's raving about, and Gurley's got the rookie Henderson everybody's raving about. So everybody's got somebody that's spelling out. So Damien Williams gives up 1/3 of the carries, like we were talking about Carson and Penny or Balaj and Drake. 2/3 of all the snaps in the Kansas City offense. And if his worst case is 50%, that's his absolute worst.
Right.
It's still not bad.
It's not a complete disaster. Right.
I mean, that's what they score.
It's not going to be. I don't see it being 50%. I would imagine
that's worst case. That would be like absolute
Right. I mean, I think a good example. See, Darwin Thompson, from everything I'm hearing, he's like 200 pounds. He's definitely more your built in that traditional 3rd down back type of thing. So picture something along similar to Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler.
Okay, right.
I mean, Melvin Gordon was still putting up 25, 30 points, huge numbers, and Eckler was getting plenty of work.
And sometimes he get 15, 20, and they both monsters. Right. Like, wow.
So if you're in a good offense, where you're going to have a lot of possessions and you're going to have an opportunity to put up a lot of points, there's plenty of room for two guys
100%, right.
to, you know, to have success. So
100%.
I think we've done enough talking about Damien Williams. I think we both agree
I'm over
that
Damien Williams. I'm over
you
him.
so over him.
I'm over
That's
him.
it.
Yeah. I hope he sinks, and I hope the guy has Barkley takes him, and it sinks his whole season, so we all have a chance.
This just in. We move Damien Williams to a do not draft. Do not draft.
Yeah, do not draft Damien Williams.
All right, so no, but obviously Damien Williams currently where he's going. We both agree that obviously if you're pairing him up with one of those top guys, the upside is certainly worth, you know, the risk.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is not necessarily a risk. Is that Damien Williams isn't going to kill you? Unless
he's not going to kill you.
He's not going to kill you. And but again,
as your
upside,
second, it's amazing. Yeah,
wow,
your second, it's amazing.
Absolutely. What's up, YouTube community? We hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. If you did, or if you didn't, please make sure to leave a like there at the bottom of the screen. Also, of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, make sure you tap on that bell to be notified of all the fresh content that the Two Bald A-Holes will be bringing you. We're going to be bringing you that fresh content, not just leading up to the start of the season. So we're going to help you out with your drafts and different things like that. But we're also going to be bringing you fresh content throughout the entire fantasy season. We're going to be launching our full show, which will be covering, obviously, game recaps. We're going to help you with start-sit advice. We're going to help you with waiver wire advice. We're going to be taking your questions. We're going to help to analyze your trades, different things like that. So you're not going to want to miss any of that. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tap on that button. You can also follow us on Twitter. And, of course, most importantly, remember, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from the Bald Army. You don't have to be bald to be part of the Bald Army, but all bald people will receive special treatment, of course. But we do want to hear from you. We want to know your thoughts. Did you agree with what you heard? Did you disagree with what you might have heard in one of our segments? We want to know, or maybe you just want to throw some general insults our way.
Are you about to call me an asshole?
Doesn't matter. We love it. We want to hear it all. So please make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section. And we look forward to seeing you again real soon.